Good afternoon and welcome to the Cumberland County Civic Center in Portland, Maine, and Freeport's Educational Channel 14's coverage of Freeport boys basketball. Hello everybody, I'm Jay Harper along with Jeff Harper, our cameraman for this afternoon. We have a replacement up here, and freshman Taylor Kissin steps in to take over controls for Ryan Petherbridge, bagging out on us. Kind of bummer. We'll discuss that later. But right now, the game at hand. Number 1 seeded Cape Elizabeth taking on our 6th seeded Freeport Falcons, and the huge matchup here this afternoon from the Civic Center for the right to defend or actually go and represent Western Class B in the state title game next Saturday. And Jeff, we've seen a great run so far for Freeport. Certainly the story for them in their first 2 wins has been free throw shooting. Can it be the big factor again this afternoon?
Well, I'm sure Cape Elizabeth has been watching them play, and they know that they don't want to put these kids on the line if they don't have to. Freeport has come in. They've won an 11 o'clock game in the morning. The other night they played the late show. They won that one, and now we're playing the middle show. So they keep their maroon uniforms on, and they're going to be out there in the dark jerseys. And Cape Elizabeth came in here with a swagger today, an 18-2 confidence. They're looking sharp out there in their warm-ups. They have every reason to feel confident, and so do the Freeport Falcons. Coming in here with 2 big upset wins, knocking off their arch-rival Yarmouth the other night on Thursday evening with some great foul shooting, as you mentioned. And this afternoon, we'll have to see. We're 4 minutes from game time right now. We'll have to see if they can keep up that intensity, slow the game down, and control the basketball, as Coach Sickles had them do against the Yarmouth Clippers.
And that's been a factor, talking to Coach earlier before today's game. Same thing. He said he's really been able to get the team to buy into running more offense, being a little more patient, and not just relying on their athleticism and their knowledge of the game to get it done. More deliberate, slow it down a little bit and wait for those shots to happen, wait for the one-on-one opportunities. And we saw last night there was some chances to move the ball up the floor, and they didn't take those. And maybe a lot of that was by design and coming from Coach Sickles to really not gamble and go up ahead and try to run your offense. And the huge win on Thursday night over Yarmouth, 29 of 33 from the free throw line. That averages out to 88% as a team shooting from the line. And in their prior game against Mountain Valley, 21 of 26, and that comes out 81%. So free throw shooting, we just saw in the game before this, Falmouth and Lake Region, and the Lake Region girls winning for a 3rd straight time, winning the Western B title. But the loss coming at the heels of Falmouth, they certainly didn't get it done from the free throw line in the second half. We saw numerous free throws not going down, and could have been the difference maker as they lose by 4 in our prior game here. Another added little feature here today is Time Warner Cable of Maine is covering these games live here in the Portland area. It's on Channel 22, and it's kind of cool. They got the Jumbotron going on today as well. We're getting live shots around of the crowd, and that's a big thing for this area and for basketball coverage. The games going on all over the state, and we know Marana Cook and Camden Hills playing in the Eastern B game and trying to get that one taped in case Freeport wins, so that Freeport has something to watch there. But today, looking at these 2 teams, Cape Elizabeth, they split with them early in the year. They beat them on a buzzer beater by Cody Bartlett in the first game of the season at Freeport, and then later in the year they lost by 9 over at Cape Elizabeth. And Cape has been on a huge roll now. I think they've won something like 14, 15 straight games, and they're playing great basketball. So no small task at hand for the 6-seeded Falcons, but they feel confident too of what they've done. They've knocked out the 3 seed, the 2 seed, and now it's the 1's time to go if you're looking at from their perspective. And they're hoping they can get it done.
Looking for the trifecta, the Freeport Falcons are, and I've been impressed with the balanced attack that they brought. Reed Christian ended up with 19 points the other night after a slow start. 12 points from Flash, 10 points from Markelon, 9 from Clagus. I mean, they're just really spreading the points out and making the other team forced to cover everybody.
And Cape Elizabeth, you look at them, they are led by Alex Bovey, who's had 17 and 20. And another player, kind of like Murphy, who likes to shoot it, coming off a screen, really looks for his shots. He can catch and shoot, and he's been the guy that's really hurt Freeport in the 2 matchups. But also, the kid that came back that they were missing early in the year, Shane Burks, he comes off the bench for head coach Ray. He comes off the bench, but he's a player and he's a difference maker. And Coach Sickles said if he had been starting and playing all season, he'd probably be first-team all-conference. And he missed the first half of the season and rejoined after the Christmas break. And he certainly helped them get things going this afternoon. You get a look down below of Freeport's bench and Coach Sickles and their crew. Their furthest run since 1970 for the Falcons. We found that out later. The last time they made it to a final was back in 1970, and back in those days, I believe it was Class C that Freeport was still playing in. And first time in 38 years. It's been a long time for the Falcons and looking to get to a state game. And Cape Elizabeth, they've been there quite a bit over the years. Cape Elizabeth, a very good high school boys basketball program. They've been real steady over the years, and they certainly know.
Well-rounded athletic programs, and you can pick any. In football, they've just picked that up, and they were right there in the regional final this year. They've played great lacrosse, soccer. I mean, they're just a well-rounded school for athletics. But I'll tell you this: Cape Elizabeth, you know, they've won a lot of accolades, and we might have to look back in the records to see if there was a Class C back then in 1970. They might have still been using that Class double L stuff, Class triple L.
Exactly.
It's been a while.
I've looked at the banners on the wall at Freeport, but I didn't pay close enough attention apparently because there's a lot of different things up there. But it has been a long time for the Falcons, and Coach Sickles, as we said, third straight year they made it to the quarterfinals. This year they took it to the semifinals, and now they've taken that another step further. A very good group of seniors on this team, and they really help each other and support each other. They've been playing a long time together, and they certainly knew they had a chance this year. They played a lot in the offseason and got ready for this, and really have done a nice job. The seniors, John Aris, B.J. Perkins, Kyle Flash, Reed Christian, Tom Markelon, and Andy Hall. They are 6 seniors who have stayed together, played together, and have gotten an opportunity now to make this a very, very special season. And going back to the game the other night at Yarmouth, you know, there are a lot of accolades and a lot of players who stepped up in that game, but one guy we didn't mention as much as maybe we should have, I was thinking of this today, was John Klagas and his role as the ball handler and breaking the press and dribbling the ball up the floor and really keeping Freeport from losing their cool. He did a wonderful job. 9 points in the game, but it was his ball handling and being asked to do something a little different than he's used to doing, and he did it to near perfection. And I watched back a lot of that game today, bumping it over, and you know there are a couple of places in there late in the fourth quarter where Yarmouth cut it to 1 point, 2 different occasions, and Freeport kept their composure.
Well, he knocked down a 3 in the second half too. That kind of, you know, to keep that lead. Sometimes baskets mean a little bit more than other times as tempo breakers, changers, and he steps right up there when he has to and gets the job done.
We get a look at the non-starters now for Cape Elizabeth, and yeah, mentioning Cape certainly have a lot of good programs throughout their school, and again a mid-sized Class B school, not on the huge side. They're bigger than Freeport, but they're not a big-time school like a Lake Region or a Falmouth. Their enrollment right now sits at 580, and it can go up to 700. Now the starters, and here they are. Bovey, the kid that we talked about for Cape Elizabeth, number 20, he comes out. The starter for Freeport, who's already been announced, John Klagas, just talked about him, the junior. And now it's Kyle Flash, the senior, 6 for 6 from the line last night. Solid rebounds, played an outstanding game on defense, covering Denny. The other starter for Andrew Dickey for Cape Elizabeth. And now it's B.J. Perkins. And Perkins has been steady, playing the off guard, good solid defense, and he covered Murphy a lot last night and did a wonderful job, even though Murphy still ended with 29. The other starter for Cape Elizabeth, number 34, Ian Place, one of the captains. And then Reed Christian comes out, one of the captains, and we talked about his play. 17 in the quarterfinal, 19 in the semifinal. The other starter, 21, John Messina, a 5'10 junior guard. He'll run the point. And Tom Markelon, who just had so many rebounds last night. We didn't go to the stats to find that out. I wish I would have asked Coach Sickles, but I would guess he probably had 14, 15 rebounds last night, did Markelon. And a terrific game from him as well. He missed a couple of free throws, then came back and made his next 2, and those were very, very important. And then the other starter, the coach's son, Thomas Ray, the 6'2 senior guard, and he is a very solid player. So Freeport versus Cape Elizabeth. About to get underway here, the second matchup of the afternoon. Cape Elizabeth out to the floor already. Freeport about to join them here.
Yeah, raring to go. I'm sure the Falcons are saying, hey, let it all hang out. This is it. Let's do it. Let's go get them.
Said Lake Region girls, their third straight Western B title, but the tough part for them, they may go play a even better Waterville team this year, who's undefeated right now. Flash will jump it against Ian Place. Place gets up first, gets the rebound. Messina and Ray out on top. Freeport comes out in a man-to-man. Messina guarded by Perkins, gets off a screen. Place 34, big kid down in the paint. Bovey, number 20. He's a solid shooter on the outside. Reed Christian covering him. First shot, oh, very friendly bounce by Thomas Ray. 2-0 Cape Elizabeth. Clagus will again handle the ball up on top. Goes off for Perkins. Inside for Reed Christian. Christian goes back out. Perkins fakes. Again, gets up in the air. He does that a lot. That's dangerous. Freeport resets. Inside, turnaround jump shot. Markelon got it.
Sweet.
Thomas Markelon evens things up at 2-2. Freeport now looking like they're going 1-3-1 here. They use the matchup zone 1-3-1 and matchup 2-1-2, 2-3 against Mountain Valley very effectively. Looking to do some of that here. You got to watch Bovey. Flash has got him over on the far side of the floor. Bovey now gets it with Flash on him. Fake inside. Bovey leans, goes across court for Messina. Nice up and in shot inside. It's Bovey. That's actually in place. Excuse me. 4-2. Cape Elizabeth. Reed Christian. 3-ball. Bang. 5-4. Freeport. Great sign there as Christian comes out shooting and making.
You got to watch out for Place underneath. He moves back and forth under that baseline. Carves out quite a space.
Turnover, Freeport picks it up. Perkins will push it up the floor. Goes off for Reed Christian in the corner. Markelon fakes all alone. Kyle Flash, oh, doesn't go down. Weak side rebound though is Christian, partially blocked.
Wow.
Tough break there. Freeport with momentum and a big bucket there. Could have certainly put them in a great place. Flash missed the layup, baseline drive, and you're gonna get a foul and the basket. Andrew Dickey. 6'3" sophomore. Markelon did not want to give up the bucket there, but he's got to be a little more aggressive to make sure that Dickey cannot make the basket. Missed free throw, so it's 6-5, Cape Elizabeth. 5:25 to play here in the first quarter. Quarterfinal matchup between
Just like those automatic free throws that Freeport's been hitting, they've got to cash in on those open layups like that. That turned his game around a little bit right there. We had the 4-point turnaround, missing 2, then giving up quick 2.
Clagus working out on top, being guarded by Ray. Coach Sickles felt that Cape would probably play man throughout the game. They stick with their man. Didn't expect a lot of pressure. Full court. Half court tapped around, but Flash had fallen down, couldn't come up with a loose ball. Picked up by Messina, off for Bovey. He'll shoot it, and he does, and he'll make it. 3-ball back. Freeport really has to know that he's coming up looking to shoot. If you don't come out towards him, he's gonna take that. 9-5. We got a call inside. Offensive foul on Freeport.
Block on Flash.
9-5, Cape Elizabeth, as Freeport was about to go 7-4. And the next thing you know, they missed that layup, and Bovee turnaround shot. And he's starting to heat it up.
That is a backyard, schoolyard shot right there. Nice fadeaway.
11-5. Cape Elizabeth with the lead. Plagas loses it out of bounds. Freeport in a little funk right now. And Coach Sickles will ask and get a timeout. Timeout on the floor with 4:23 to play here in the first quarter. Cape Elizabeth leading 11-5.
That's exactly what I was thinking myself. You know, this is a time you got to, wait a minute, guys, all right. Let's not let this get out of control here. Collect, regroup, and start playing some aggressive defense and make the shots count.
Talked about Bovee. He's the guy that hurt Freeport in the first two games. 17 points in game one, 20 in game two. And Freeport, first few possessions, had him under control, but then they give him a little breathing room, and next thing you know, he launches a three and makes a three. And then comes back with a turnaround jump shot in the lane, and 5 quick points for him. Freeport back to a man-to-man. Messina working against Perkins. Backdoor cut, not there. And come off. Dickey will drive baseline on Markelon. Again, hit. And that will be the second, I believe, on Markelon. He's got to be careful here. It is on Markelon.
It's early to be in trouble.
Cape Elizabeth right now on an 8-0 run. Freeport was up 5-4. And make it a 9-0 run. 13-5. 3:55 to play in the third quarter. Plagas runs it up. Off for Reed Christian. Plagas now looking inside. Freeport trying to be deliberate here.
Evidently, they're going to let Flash take that outside shot, so he decides to do it.
Does it and makes it. Nothing but nylon there, and a big bucket for the Falcons. They stop a 9-0 run. It's 13-7. Messina brings it up, off for Place. Wraps it in nicely for Ray. Pull up, jump shot there. Tommy Ray, 15-7. Falcons down to 8. Kyle Flash fakes. He'll take it again. Not this time. Chased down his own rebound, kept it alive, but Cape Elizabeth able to pick it up. Messina working against Perkins. Cape Elizabeth, the #1 seed, 18-2. Their 2 losses to Freeport and Greeley on the season. They beat Greeley in the semifinal match the other day. Long three, no good from Dickey, rebounded by Markelon. Perkins drives the paint, goes back out for Plagas. Plagas will pull up. No good. Rebound Kyle Flash. Perkins will try. No good. A little bit 4 shots there by Freeport. Messina goes off for Dickey. Outside shot rattles in and out from Dickey. What I can see from Cape Elizabeth, very balanced attack themselves. They got a lot of different players. Perkins, a nice drive, no good. Rebound inside Flash. And they call Kyle Flash for an over the back foul, and that'll be the second on him. So both Markelon and Flash with 2 personal fouls. Still in the first quarter, not a good sign. A lot of coaches will sit their player for the remainder of the half when they pick up their second foul. Coach Sickles does not buy into that philosophy, which I'm not a huge fan of that. Both teams go to the bench now. Tayberry, number 15, in as Ray will try an outside shot. No good. Reed Christian the rebound. Cody Bartlett and John Harris in for Freeport.
Quite the different style here with Cape just willing to just drop back and play their zone defense and in man inside and not worried about pressure.
Cody Bartlett comes in and hits a jumper right away. 15-9 will cut the lead to 6 points. Pull-up shot, nothing there. Rebound, Klages. All alone, left in the corner. No good. Reed Christian, Markelon. Assumed that was Eris. And now the outside shot from Klages, nothing. Markelon, though, the rebound. Double, triple team in there. He'll kick it back out on top. 15-9. Freeport down 6. 44 seconds left in the opening quarter. Jay Harper along with Jeff Harper. Taylor Kissen doing the camera for us this afternoon. Markelon from 12 feet out. Got it. Timeout, Cape Elizabeth. So 15-11.
With 34 seconds left in the quarter, it's you got to wonder, huh? They're going to make sure that this doesn't get any closer before the buzzer.
And you get a look at the Jumbotron here. It's got our score up, 34.3 left, and a tight shot of Cape Elizabeth, and now over to Freeport side. It's a nice look as you see them playing up above. Cape Elizabeth will bring it up, leading by 4. Cape will be deliberate and try to hold for the last shot, it appears. Cape with Benjamin Fox and Wooden Tayberry in off the bench with Ray, Dickey, and Bovey. Bovey drives, no good. Long rebound, and that'll do it. We've played 1 quarter of basketball here from the Cumberland County Civic Center in Portland. Our score, Cape Elizabeth 15, Freeport 11. You're watching Freeport's Educational Channel 14.
First quarter, leading scorer for Cape is Bovey with 5 points, and Freeport's leader is Markelon with 4.
Both teams using a pretty balanced attack. 4 players scoring for Cape Elizabeth, as for Freeport. And not bad considering where it was, a 4-point deficit for the Falcons. But again, a big momentum shift right there when they had a chance to go up by 5 points, and you got the missed layup inside, and instead of a 9-4 lead, it turned around, and next thing you know, it was a 9-0 run for Cape Elizabeth from that point on. So, you know, you can never discount, you know, those little bunnies that you miss, little things that happen along the way. It can certainly change the outcome and certainly the momentum of the game at the current time. Freeport, though, keeping their composure.
Cape has played a foul-free game, whereas Freeport has 4 fouls up there. They got to watch out for the second quarter, putting Cape in the bonus situation.
Yeah, especially with 2 key players. Markelon with a couple, as does Kyle Flash. So Freeport starts with the ball here as we start the second quarter. Nice drive by Cody Bartlett. Pulls up, contested shot. He makes it, and we're within 2, 15-13.
He's an offensive player all the way. That was a nice move to the basket with a man on him.
Ray looking inside. Bovey quickly picked up over there by Reed Christian. Now it's Tayberry, a 3-ball, no good. Nice rebound inside by Fox. Cody Bartlett will drive in, kicks it across for Eris. They rotate it out for Markelon. Report shows some patience there. Markelon now 12-footer, comes up short. Nice rebound, Reed Christian goes up, got it. Good power move back up. 17-15.
It looks like they're not going to touch him. They were on him, but they didn't touch him. Keep him off the line.
Again, Fox drives, comes up short, fights for his own rebound. Tipped out of there by Freeport, keeping it out of Fox's hands, but unable to collect, and it goes out of bounds, and Cape Elizabeth will keep the ball. Bovey trying to get open, and Bartlett covering him now. They'll switch along the baseline as Freeport goes back to the matchup zone. Inside, nice deflection with the foot. Kick save, Klages. 6:35 to play in the second quarter. Freeport trailing by 2. Falcons trying to go to the state game from the 6th seed. Weak side rebound all by himself is Tayberry. Easy putback, 19-15. Nobody boxing out on the weak side for the Falcons. Cape Elizabeth 18-2 coming in, the number 1 seed. And they have been on fire the second half of the season. Yet to see Burks in this game. And
nice move by Markle.
Markelon with a big bucket inside, and both teams answering each other here. 19-17. Cape holds the 2-point advantage. They go on the baseline. Bovey, he'll take it. Fadeaway jumper, rattles in and out. Oh, they missed it there. Coach Sickles wanted the call, talking the near official. Clearly, it's touched by a Cape kid last. They don't see it that way, and Cape Elizabeth gets a nice benefit there.
Bovey can create a shot out of anything.
Here, take it, 3-ball outside. They don't pick him up, and look how smooth that is. He barely jumped from 17, 18, 19 feet. He can get it done. Bartlett tries to answer and does. 22-19 though. They trade 3 for 2 there.
I think they want to play that game of trading baskets with this team.
Thomas Ray, outside shot, got it. 2 threes in a row for the Capers. 25-19, the lead back to 6. Harris in the corner, holding on. He's got to do something, and he gets a 5-second call.
Sometimes they seem to forget they have a dribble.
That's right. He just stood there and held the ball, and again, not being overly pressured, but nothing there, and he didn't go after it. Turnover, and Cape Elizabeth comes back. Up 6. They go for Bovey. Goes on the baseline, pulls up. And they'll call the foul on Reed Christian. He's looking for the foul before that. He pulled on his jersey. It should have been before the shot.
It was way before the shot. I don't know how they're putting him on the line.
Oh, they are. And again, the officiating crew, just to say this, I mean, it amazes me sometimes who you see ending up in these games of these magnitude and how they get rated to be there. I'll leave it at that. Bovey makes the first. The lead up to 7 now. Perkins will come back in for Eris. Bovey makes them both. Klages working on top, goes in. Christian fakes. Should have gone up, but he doesn't. Kicks it out for a 3, though, for Klages. Comes up empty.
Well, Reed's had a couple partially blocked already today, so he probably felt a little surrounded in there.
Connor Lawler, number 44, in the game now. Kick it out. Ray misses. Long rebound collected by Markelon. Falcons could use a bucket here, trailing by 8. Again, another run here for the Cape team, as they've gone on a 7-0 run now after having a 9-0 run earlier. Reed Christian fights his way in and up. Got it. Reed Christian with a big inside bucket. 27-21, 3:40 to play here in the first half. Tayberry looks in, goes on the baseline. Answer right back. Bovey, he's tough. Again, when you look down at him and you see him thin, not overly tall, looks very unassuming. He's crafty.
And they all go with that T-shirt look.
Nice play. Now late whistle. They'll call the offensive foul on Reed Christian.
Would appear that the foul game is not going to go for Freeport this half anyway, that's for sure. 6th foul on Freeport, none on Cape Elizabeth.
Fox drives, wow. Okay, they got the program wrong here. That's interesting because I wonder where Burks was. Burks is the kid that's supposed to be in there. Burks listed at number 33, and there's a Benjamin Fox listed as number 12. So change that, program. That's Shane Burks, number 12. He has it now. He'll take it outside. Comes up way short. Tipped around, picked up by Klages. It's now 31-21. The Falcons down 10. Klages out for Perkins. Thinks about it. Now rotates it around. Stolen by Burks. Burks pulls up. Comes up short. Rebound, Markelon. Big rebound there.
The old telegraphed pass set up.
Timeout by Freeport as they trail now 31-21. It's funny because I was just looking in to see where Burks was on the bench and why he hadn't entered the game yet. He's the kid that missed the first part of the year.
6'6" junior.
No, that's the kid that was. Burks isn't that tall. That's the kid's number he has. Freeport will have the ball, trailing by 10, 31-21. Klages penetrates, kicks it out for Perkins, now for Bartlett. Bartlett pulls up, nothing there. Now looking for somebody. Gets it off to Klages. Klages yet to get his offense going. He's the leading scorer for the Falcons on the season. Is it a foul on Cape Elizabeth or is it on Freeport? First foul of the half, and that gets the Freeport fans a little excitement and kind of a jeer cheer, if you will. And you got to wonder, yeah, 1:45 left in the half, and that's their first personal foul.
It was a mock cheer coming from the other side of the court. They have noticed that no fouls have been called on White.
Markelon looks over for Bartlett. Bartlett pulls up, doesn't get the friendly roll. Rebounded by Tayberry. And they get it off on the other side. Dickey goes back for Messina. Messina with a nice penetration drive, but they say he took steps. And Falcons will get it back with a $1.24, hoping they can cut into this lead before the half ends. Yeah, Burke's wearing number 12 today. He's a 6'2" senior. And he certainly, you can see his skills and understand what Coach Sickles was saying, that if he played all season, he'd be a first-team all-conference player. Bartlett slashing, turnaround jumper. He gets fouled, and a second foul will be called against Cape Elizabeth. That one will be on Messina, and that'll be a shooting foul, the first shooting foul for the Falcons' first time to the free throw line. Cody Bartlett will get a pair here as the Falcons trail by 10. Bartlett collects the first. Kyle Flash will come in with 2 fouls and replace Markelon.
Key minute. They need a stop, and they need to maybe get that trade off and get a hoop on the other side.
This is the second, 1 out of 2. It just changed the score. It should be 22, correct? It says 31-23. Bovee will try. Wow, hand right in his face. Another player off to the side with a hand. 33-22, we believe. And
Bovee is that type of player who can just get a shot off anytime he wants. He decides he wants to shoot something, he gets something up there and puts it on the rim or through the net.
Score is showing 33-23, still checking that. I believe it's 33-22, the biggest lead for Cape Elizabeth right now. And they have the ball. They're going to be patient here and maybe look for the last shot of the half with a lead like this. Why wouldn't you? Falcons in a man-to-man defense. Bovee with it on top, goes off for Ray. Ray being guarded by Cody Bartlett. Clock down to 10 seconds there. Nice steal. Klages, they got time, 4 seconds. 3, Klages pulls up, got it at the buzzer, that's huge. NBA range 3. Falcons needed something big and they get it.
He needed something too. He wanted that hoop more for just get something turned on here.
As you see the Falcons head off the floor, and our score at the half is Cape Elizabeth 33, Freeport 25, as they correct the score there on that. Was definitely a 3 ball. And again, Falcons, few sloppy moments and really didn't have an answer for Bovee defensively. And Coach Sickles talked about him. He's the player that they really got to watch and try to get things done. And he can shoot. And they've left him open for 2 threes where they really didn't get up in his face. And that's unexcusable in the sense that he's a shooter. The other shots he's making in traffic with hands in his face and everything like that, there's nothing you can do about that. You're playing great defense and the kid makes a shot, he makes a shot. But the 2 threes he made, I felt like Freeport did not get out there and mark him up as well as they, again, against Murphy last night, they did against him. They certainly were ready for him and marked him up even when he was hitting those threes. They had a hand in the face unless they come off a real good screen. And the difference right now is Bovee's play here in the first half. But John Klages, hopefully with a huge momentum maker for the Falcons, and we'll see if that can spark them in the second half as he came down and knocked down an NBA range 3 at the buzzer after making the nice steal. He got it off and they gave it back to him, dribbled it up, pulled up, nailed it. And we're at 33-25. We'll take a break and be back with halftime and some second half action. You are watching Freeport's Educational Channel 14. Welcome back to the Cumberland County Civic Center. We're at the half where Cape Elizabeth, the #1 seed, leads Freeport, the 6th seed, by the score of 33-25. You get a close-up of the Falcons warming up here as we get set for second half action. Looking back at some of the first half stats, Jeff.
Burks for Cape Elizabeth, 4 points. Ray with 7. Alex Bovee, as announced, he was going to be the one to stop. He's got 14 points in the first half. Dickey came in with 4 points, and Place came in with 2 points. For Freeport, Flash had 2. Reed Christian came in with 7 points. Tom Marcolon with 6. Cody Bartlett with 6. And John Klages at the buzzer, 3-pointer, 3 points. And
Big bucket.
Check that. Cody Bartlett has 7 points as well. He did hit 1 free throw.
So a big bucket at the buzzer by Klages and pulls Freeport within 8 points. Fouls in that first half, only 2 team fouls on Cape Elizabeth. They came very late within the last minute and a half. Freeport accumulated 6 fouls and 2 apiece for Kyle Flash and Tom Marcolon. But the good news is they had picked up those in the first quarter, did not pick up a third in the second, and still played a majority of that time. So 8 points down. The Falcons lost their second visit with Cape Elizabeth by 9. And
I missed the jump ball call in the first half. I know that Cape controlled the first tap, but they're giving the ball to Cape now.
Yeah, well, what it goes on is the rotating jump ball.
Yeah, I just missed one, that's all. I missed where that jump ball was.
Yeah. So Cape will start with the ball as we start here in the second half. Freeport trails by 8. They come out still in their man-to-man defense. They switched up with a little bit of 1-3-1 today, but for the most part stayed man. Bovee, though, has been the man against the man, and Reed Christian trying to mark him up and cover him. Outside shot, Dickey. Oh, my. Cape Elizabeth comes out and nails their first shot, and Dickey hits a 3-ball. Reed Christian will try one. Off the mark. Weak side rebound. Falcons save it. What was that? He
So the
missed
ball was
call.
already out and gave it to Freeport.
Oh, my. Good save there by Markelon as he got it right to Klages, who was standing 2 feet away and a chance to power up. Cody Bartlett starts the second half instead of Kyle Flash. That's the change we have for the Falcons. Nothing missed shot there. Reed Christian tipped around, and Ray comes up with the rebound. 36-25, and the Falcons going against a very balanced and solid team. Bovey, the fall away. My goodness. He fell back 4 feet, drifted, and still made that shot. That's NBA style shot right there. That kid is tough to stop. 38-25 now, the biggest lead of the afternoon. Klages comes off a screen, rattles in and out. Freeport's got to be careful. This could get ugly real fast here as Cape Elizabeth comes out on a 5-0 run to start, and they have the basketball. Reed Christian slaps it out of Bovey's hands. You're watching Freeport's educational Channel 14, the great playoff run of the Falcons trying to continue to a state title game, but right now Cape Elizabeth, the #1 seed, is showing why they're ranked #1.
They can shoot the rock.
They can. They can get it done with a few different players and looks. You got a guy like Burks coming off the bench for you. That shows the talent and the depth you had. Nice move inside. No good, though. The rebound pulled away by Klages. Klages comes back the other way. Tries to set the offense now. Goes off for Perkins. Looking inside. Klages will try to go in, and he does. Nice job, but he can't get it to fall. The rebound taken down by Place. And now we'll have a foul called on John Klages. And it's a good move for Freeport to try to get Klages down and post up Ray. He's being guarded by Tommy Ray, and good size advantage as Klages is using the point position to bring the ball up.
They call the foul on Christian and hits his third.
Outside shot, no good. Long rebound, grabbed in there by Reed Christian. Cody Bartlett now out on top, being guarded by Dickey. Now Christian looks in, off for Klages. Klages going against Ray. Couple looks, turns. He'll get a foul, and he'll shoot a couple. And that's probably a good idea now, is to try to find Klages in that matchup and see if John can take advantage of it. Klages makes the first. Get a look at the outstanding junior. Second one won't go in. Long rebound, though, and picked up by Dickey, and back come the Capers. 38-26, they lead by 12 with 5:15 to play in the third quarter. Dickey with a good move on the baseline, and Klages from behind gets called for the foul. Jay Harper along with Jeff Harper. Taylor Kissin doing the camera for us this afternoon. Dickey makes the first. And makes them both and gives Cape Elizabeth their biggest lead of the afternoon, now at 14. It's 40-26. They look for Klages. Going against Ray here. He's out on top. Looks in, goes for Reed Christian, being guarded by Bovey. Markelon pulls up. That was a hit there. They don't call anything. Christian from behind, and they'll call a rare foul again out there. It looks like Markelon got definitely hit on his jump shot. No call on that one. And it'll be Reed Christian back to the free throw line. Reed makes his first. And again, you see the way he dribbles and then shoots on that free throw. Got them both.
Continues that torrid pace from the line. haven't found a way yet, the Falcons, to stop this offensive juggernaut of Cape Elizabeth. And they've been getting some decent shots themselves, but just haven't knocked them down today.
Messina drives in, kicks it. Bovey fakes. He'd rather fall back and make the shot more difficult. And a rare miss for Bovey. Alex Bovey, inside shot. Cody Bartlett pulls the Falcons back within 10 at 40-30 with 4 minutes about to hit that remaining in the third quarter. Wide open is Ray. Ray shot no good. Falcons with a chance here as Cape has missed 2 consecutive shots. Cody Bartlett brings it in, kicks it off the side for Perkins. Open look, no good. Rebound, and they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Klages, crashing into the rebounding pile. But big chance there for the Falcons to get something going, and Perkins had an open 12, 14-footer and could not convert. Second personal foul on Klages. Cody Bartlett picks up pressure, trying to cover Messina in the backcourt. Messina able to work it up. Goes off for Ray. Ray drives in, loses control. He's trapped in there. They got a 3-second call, but they don't get it. Ray trying to work on Perkins. Spins, goes up, no good. Rebound collected by Klages. Good defensive look there for Perkins against Ray. Cody Bartlett goes off for Markelon. 40-30, Falcons down 10, trying to get it under 10 here.
Key possession.
Oh, thrown away, and a banging foul there. Good job by Reed Christian not allowing Burke to break off on a fast break. Fourth foul on Reed Christian, not good. And that gets Kyle Flash up off the bench for Coach Sickles, so.
Tough break.
3 minutes remaining. Ray with Perkins on him. Ray drives. Double teamed over there, kicks it on top. Bovey, oh my, come on. All ball, and they call a foul on Flash.
Well, my scorebook said it was his third on him, but that's what the board says as well.
Bovey makes them both. You certainly see Cape Elizabeth also an excellent free throw shooting team. They lead back to 12. Cody Bartlett with a nice drive. Smart there, the way he had to drift away from the defender. It took away from his angle shot, so he just shot it straight in as he drifted away. Nice job by Bartlett, switching that shot in the air and staying away from the defender. Ray drives, goes off for Burke. Burke trying to drive in, stolen by Flash. Gives it off for Perkins. BJ drives in, off for Markelon. Markelon shot contested and comes up empty. Freeport, some of their good shooters in that 12 to 14-foot range are not getting it done for them today. And Cape Elizabeth, certainly their shooting has been superb. And that's the difference right now, 10-point game. They go inside for Ray. Ray thinks about it, now fall away. Gets a friendly roll, then an unfriendly roll. Rebound Dickey. He'll kick for Burks. Burks will try it. No good. Perkins with a rebound. Klages gives up the outside shot, tries to drive in, gets double teamed, goes off. Now they rotate for Bartlett. Bartlett, a real slasher, slashes and makes it. The junior Cody Bartlett coming off the bench, getting some good scoring for Coach Sickles.
13 points so far on the day.
The lead back under 10 at 42-34. Minute, 10 seconds remaining. Oh, look at that play. Bovee faked the pass away. The defense just kind of loosened up a little bit, and then he went right up for the shot. Klages off a screen, drives, pull up Jay, got it. And that's a nice look right there. A high difficulty shot.
Need a stop.
Perkins comes out to play Ray. Messina out of the game, and Ray takes over at the point. Dickey now trying to drive on Klages. Klages marking him up. Stolen by Bartlett. Cody Bartlett with Klages trailing. He'll pull it up. 3 players got back for Cape Elizabeth.
Need this hoop.
Perkins got fouled. No call. Come on. Look at this, the other way. And you go from a shot there to nothing there. And the steal the other way at the buzzer. Ray almost makes him pay in a big way. Little poetry there for you. And after 3/4 of play here in Portland, our score, Cape Elizabeth 46, Freeport 36. You're watching Freeport's Educational Channel 14. Going back to Perkins again, huge swing of events right there. Perkins pulled up within 4 feet from the basket, went up inside that, he came up short. The player swatted at the ball and at him. I mean, there's no doubt the way that he came. I mean, he had to get some part of the arm. The officials let it go, and then back the other way, Cape Elizabeth comes, and Bovee with another bucket. And instead of the game back down to 6, the lead is at 10 and 1/4 left to play here. And Freeport now looking for some big answers to a very difficult question, and that is the Cape Elizabeth Capers basketball team. And
I have seen games where one team can be called for 11 fouls and the other team can be called for 4 fouls. It does sometimes work that way, but it doesn't seem to be even enough out here with the drives inside. We're not getting those calls.
2 shooting fouls, though. Margolon's shot that looked like he got swatted on the arm, and, you know, again, 3 officials all looking at it. And then you also just had, again, Perkins. I don't know how they let that one go. Just unbelievable. There's no way a kid misses from 3 feet away and comes up air ball unless he got hit. Turnaround shot by Klages. 46-38. Tayberry and Burks in along with Dickey, Bovee, and Ray. And again, the other way, oh yeah, always the foul. Astounding. And now Reed Christian gets up off the bench with his 4 personal fouls, and he's getting set to check back in.
And we're 1 foul away from the bonus situation for Cape.
Barry comes up short, and Reed Christian will check back in, and Kyle Flash will get a break. 46-38. Opening seconds here of the 4th quarter, and 1 out of 2 for Tiberi, and Falcons come back 47-38, down 9. Bartlett left open. Shot comes up, no good. Dickey with a rebound, and they'll hand it off for Ray. Drive in, pull up, no good. Inside rebound, fought for, and Reed Christian with the rebound. Klages will push it up the floor. Goes off for Perkins. They look inside, and hey, a foul. They'll call it on Burks. third team foul for Cape in the second half. Burks knocks it out of bounds.
He's a tough defender. He's quick. He can cover the floor in a hurry.
Falcons again clogging up and almost losing control of that one. Bartlett off to Christian. They go down for Klages. Guarded by Ray. Turnaround shot. Got it. It's a good matchup for the Falcons. They got to keep exploiting it. 47-40. Falcons within 7. Need that elusive defensive stop. They go inside for Burks. Rolls around and falls down. Klages thinks about a 3. Now goes to work on the dribble. Being governed by Ray. Close to a 5-second call there before Klages got rid of it. Klages will try one. Got it. Need him to step up, and that's a kid who can. John Klages, timeout on the floor. 49-43, the Falcons, the closest they've been in quite some time, with 5:50 still to play here. And the Falcons, their crowd, something to cheer about over there as they get very excited over across the way.
That's all you can hope for, is to hang around. Make sure you're still around when it gets close, and they're stealing a basket away from making this very interesting.
Klages has been the guy in the second half here getting the scoring done, and the Falcons have, finally come to the conclusion that's a nice matchup for him, even though Ray, a solid player, a good defender. I mean, Klages has got a big size advantage over him, and he's been taking him down low, and after doing that 3 times, he steps out and buries a 3, and now he almost a steal. Klages going after it, diving on the floor, almost coming up with it. Good hustle effort there. Cape Elizabeth gets it in, put it in the hands of Bovey. We haven't heard from him in a little bit. Watch out, don't back up too much, Markelon. Oh, he does, and he luckily just gets a hand up at the end and alters that shot a little bit. Looked like he was gonna get too much space. Bartlett fakes, blocked by Bovey. Looked like some body there, down on the legs, no call. Reed Christian will come back in. He'll do the offensive defense with Kyle Flash and Reed Christian. Reed's got 4 fouls, so got to try to protect him as much as possible on defense. They get it in for Klages. Klages goes baseline, thinks about it. Now looking for somebody, got to get rid of it. Goes in for Christian. Christian, good matchup, doesn't like it. Perkins, nice fake. Goes up, loses it. Goes for Markelon. Markelon fouled, yes, finally. Again, the hack, tomahawk hack right down on the ball. That you can't be messing around whatsoever.
Falcons aren't getting that body foul either. They're not getting that call for when somebody's right on you, like it's going against them. Same play.
And this is, again, it's a very different type of game than Yarmouth last night, where they didn't call a lot of fouls in Yarmouth at first, and then they did. Then they did definitely in the second half. But they were all bumping, banging fouls, trying to steal the ball. This is shooting fouls that you got to protect your shooter. And if you don't make those calls on the shooter, you're really doing a disservice to the game. And Freeport's had like 3 looks where they seemed very little doubt that the shooter didn't get hit, and they haven't called it. Markelon big, makes them both. It's a 4-point game, 49-45. Falcons down 4. Eris has checked in for the Falcons. He's out there trying to cover Thomas Ray, and he picks up the personal foul there. And Coach Sickles not happy with that, because that will put Ray at the free throw line in the bonus situation. 1-1 now. Oh. And of course, as a broadcaster, you know, you really don't want to do that. You're feeling it, but at the same time, you know, we're here for the Falcons, but a very fortunate, gratuitous bounce there for Ray. And he gets them both.
Shooter's roll, huh?
That was a super shooter roll because that really looked like it was coming out and rolled back around and still went down. Perkins, oh, he should have jumped into him. He could have got the shooting foul. They go off for Markelon. Markelon goes down inside. Klages, turn around. Oh, baby hook.
That was a big man shot.
And that's the thing. Klages played down in the post most of last year. This year he's had to move out and play guard, and it's been an adjustment of sorts. Last year his shooting percentage was up around 60% all season long. This year, a bit different. Bovee trying to work. Oh, come on. Coach Sickle looking out in disgust. He doesn't talk to the officials and say too much, but what was there? What just happened? The whistle, there was nothing going on. Markelon was just standing holding his ground.
The foul went against Cody Bartlett.
Two free throws back. Again, 4 free throws in a row. The Falcons have cut it to 4 twice now, but not able to get a stop the other way. Klages is going to try it. That one's long, and the weak side rebound, Tayberry. Falcons down 6 with 4:25 remaining in the fourth quarter. Cape Elizabeth, the #1 seed. Bovee is going to try it. Very deliberate. No. Rebound. Reed Christian gets it up for Perkins. Perkins with 1 player back, now 2. Will go off for Markelon. Markelon holds it up, gives it off for Reed Christian. Falcons need a bucket here. Trail by 6. Perkins will try a 3. Comes up short. The rebound there, banged down into Reed Christian. He couldn't handle it. Still a lot of time left in this one. Drives in, no good. Slapped out, ball loose. They're going to call a foul, I believe, on Burks.
His second.
That official there seems to be the only one willing to call fouls against Cape Elizabeth. The other 2 guys, I don't think they've whistled any here. Cody Bartlett picks it up. We'll bring it up now. Falcons still down by that 6. They go off for Klages, now being guarded by Burks. They've changed that matchup. Markelon keeps faking, but doesn't take anything. Bartlett trying to penetrate, pulls up, won't fall. Weak side rebound, there's Tayberry again. He's hanging right in there and getting those weak side rebounds. And they're gonna call a foul, and again, it's the same official that will call that foul from behind. The kid falls down over a thing, and they call it on Perkins.
The kid winds in front of him and gets tripped.
Again, it's, you know, incidental contact, you don't call the foul. That's what it certainly appeared like.
And for the last couple of minutes, it's the free throws of Cape Elizabeth that are just keeping us at bay here.
Rare miss, and Falcons get a break there on the 1-and-1. Last one before they go double bonus for Cape Elizabeth. Oh, and that right there, Markelon saw the player coming, so he put some extra mustard on it and really zipped it right through the hands of Bartlett, and Bartlett didn't have a lot of time to react to that pass. Perkins and Christian will sit down. Harris, Bartlett coming in. 53-47. We've been stuck on this for a little while. Bartlett trying to cover Tayberry on top. He drives in, kicks it out. Dickey will try one. No good. Long rebound, though, and there's Burks to collect it. And Cape Elizabeth gets another look. 2:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Cape Elizabeth leading by 6. Go off for Burks, and Cape now looking to move the ball and try to get fouled and go to the line. Freeport now, if they do foul, it'll be an automatic double bonus. You don't want to foul this kid. Maybe this one. Timeout called by Cape Elizabeth. 2:11 to play. 53-47, our score. Jay Harper along with Jeff Harper. Taylor Kissin on the camera for us this afternoon. This is the Western B final. Number 1, Cape Elizabeth taking on number 6, Freeport. And the Falcons of Freeport trying to continue this pretty amazing run, but certainly having some difficulty this afternoon. The shooting touch not there for the Falcons. And Cape Elizabeth has really shot the ball well. The foul situation, again, we talked about that. The fouls have been pretty one-sided here today. Lots of fouls called on Freeport, not many on Cape Elizabeth.
Not only, the Falcons are not getting to the line to take advantage of their great foul shooting, but they're not making those shots that they have been making earlier in the tournament. Today, the ball is just not falling down, and some of these guys are still scoreless at this point. John Klages really having a great second half. Cody Bartlett doing a great job this half as well, keeping them hanging around.
6 points down, and Cape Elizabeth with the ball. Freeport definitely needs a stop and try to come up with something. Right now, they have Perkins and Christian both in foul trouble, so they do the offensive-defensive switch with those two players. So Eris out on the floor playing defense, as is Kyle Flash. And they'll call a foul on Klages as Dickey was driving baseline.
I hate that grab the wrist signal.
Yeah, when he was clearly pushing him on the side as he's walking in, but Harris and Flash will check back out. Offensive, defensive, 7-point lead now, and another free throw coming here for Dickey. This one does not fall. Christian goes high for the rebound, and Falcons come back down 7, now hitting the 2-minute mark here in regulation. Perkins with the ball, yet to score for the Falcons, the senior. Bartlett comes up, won't get the roll. Good rebound inside Klages. Put back though, doesn't fall. In that kind of afternoon, slapped out of Klages' hands, no call, and the Capers coming back the other way. And the foul will be called on Markelon, and that'll send Burks to the free throw line.
The ball was loose. I don't understand why the foul is called on the defensive player. Both were going for the ball, and Burks committed more of the bodily contact on the play.
7-point advantage, and free throws have been Cape Elizabeth's friend here tonight, this afternoon. 5:09. I guess we're into evening now. When do you consider evening? After 5 o'clock? 6 o'clock? Is there a time frame? I've had this conversation with people before.
6.
6 o'clock. Still in the afternoon. Burks comes up empty. So maybe he's the kid to foul down the stretch. You got to take, right now, full court pressure coming by Cape Elizabeth. Freeport may need a timeout. They get it off for Bartlett. Buck 25 now, though, left here. Freeport down 7. They got to get it done. Reed Christian open for a 3. Got it! Coach Sickles will definitely call the timeout.
It's a 4-point game again. They're hanging around. Geez, you make those shots and you keep it a ball game.
James Ray a little upset with his team as he sends him to the bench. Pretty upset right there, and probably at the free throw shooting, a couple of misses right there, rare misses for them, as they have been draining him from the free throw line. Reed Christian coming off a screen, a couple feet behind the arc, and buries it about 21 feet out. The arc 19 feet 9 inches. He was a couple behind that. Falcons still in this, trailing by 4 points, 54-50, minute 21. The problem now is Cape's going to go and try to move the ball, use the clock, and wait for a foul. And, you know, from what we've seen, there's no good kid to foul other than Burks, and we'll see if Coach Ray will send Burks out or he'll keep him on the bench. He will send him out there.
Right now, they don't need the 3-point shot. They just need a bucket.
Right.
So a steal and a bucket, and things are very interesting.
John Harris out covering Ray. Cody Bartlett on Tayberry. Bovee with Markelon trying to cover him. No foul called. Almost stolen. Markelon Oh.
Clock's still on, right? They don't get a fresh 10 seconds, do they?
I don't think so, but that's one of those rules that I am not 100% sure. I know after timeout, I think you can get it reset, but I don't know. They go up ahead. Good pass inside. Fox, oh, he's fouled hard by Markelon. Good play there, though. He's got to earn it. He stopped the clock, didn't use a lot of clock there. Nice play by Bovee. Bovee spells his name B-O-W-E, but it's pronounced Bovee.
That's 4 on Markelon. So Christian and Markelon both in the 4 category, and Klages has 3.
And this time, Burks makes the free throw, and again, the offensive-defensive shift.
Now we do need a 3.
It's almost like the nickel package for the Falcons, you know, in football. They keep sending the third down nickel package out on the floor. It comes up empty on this one. Weak side rebound taken down. Falcons down 5. Still in this 2-possession game with a 3 and a 2. Klages works up. Perkins comes around the screen out on top. They look for Klages. Klages being covered by Burks. Burks jumps after it. Little gamble there. Klages working. They go for Christian. He'll try it. It's going to come up short. The rebound, Tayberry. He's been huge on the defensive boards here in the second half. And now it's Carrion. Oh, we'll take a little break here. It's not over yet.
I thought he was going to anticipate the foul.
Yeah.
Because the move was made and the reach was around.
So the Falcons still 2 possessions, a bucket. Just need a 2. Don't necessarily need the 3 here. You'll need it on the next one.
Just quickly need a hoop.
Get it. I'd like to see Bartlett come up, pull up, and take one. He'll go in, pulls up, takes one. Doesn't go down. Loose side rebound. Still there. Perkins got it. Trying to go up. Blocked. Is that Dickey? Wow.
Unreal.
Great timing there. He swatted that one away.
They have not fouled anybody in the paint today.
And we got a replay on the Jumbotron right there. That was pretty impressive. They showed that on replay. And now Reed Christian has to call a timeout. Couldn't find somebody open. 32.4 seconds left. Falcons down 5, 55-50. The winner of this game goes to the state championship to face the winner of Marana Cook and Camden Hills. And right now, Freeport looking for a bit of a miracle here as they have trailed pretty much from the 2 minutes into this game and beyond. And again, a pivotal moment, you know, you hate to say it, whatever, but a missed layup when they were up 7-4 and a chance to go 9-4, a missed inside shot that wouldn't fall for the Falcons. And instead of being up 9-4, next thing you know, Cape came down here 3, and then they went on a 9-0 run. And the game is, the complexity of the game changed from that point on, where Cape has been in control and really just handling everything that Freeport's had to offer. Freeport's had a few nice chances here where they've had some possessions where they cut it to 4 a few times in this 4th quarter, but unable to get any closer than 4. They trail 5 now, and they send their 4 players straight across the line and see if they can get anything on this inbound play. Struggled to get in on the last one. Coming around, looking for the double screen for Klages. They do find him. He takes it. You can tell that it was off. Rebound, though, loose. Perkins gets it. Getting it out to Markelon. He'll try one. No good. Knocked by Cape. They lose it out of bounds themselves. They're going to give Falcons plenty of chances.
They have had plenty of chances this afternoon to knock down some shots.
Again,
they're just not dropping.
They're looking for the 3. They don't need the 3 now. You need a bucket. They'll try the same play. Klages, no good. And Burks the rebound, and the foul will be on Klages. And provided he makes these free throws, Cape Elizabeth will be headed to the state championship game. I mean, you'd like to see Freeport, you know, fake that 3 and then drive, penetrate, and try to create something, you know, maybe a bucket and a foul that way, or just a 2. Then you're trailing 3. You don't need. And Burks makes the first. It's now 6-point game, but still only a 2-possession game. Here's the key free throw right now. He makes this. It's a 3-possession game, and it's a done deal with 21.5. He makes them both. Cody Bartlett. I'd like to see him run up, pull up, and shoot it. Go ahead, take it. There it is. He takes. Comes up empty. Klages tries to save it. Loose on the floor, and that's it, folks. The Falcons' great run is over. And Reed Christian says, I wasn't even trying to foul you, and the official calls that foul anyway. 10.7 seconds left. Cape Elizabeth leading 57-50. Well, a gallant effort when the Falcons were not playing their best basketball. Andy Hall, the other senior for the Falcons, is in for the first time tonight. And you got those 6 seniors I mentioned at the beginning of the contest who are playing in their last game now, it appears, as Ray with a rare miss for Cape Elizabeth. But it's been an awesome run for the 6-seeded Falcons and a great season, finishing the year at 13-5 and getting to the Western B Finals. Klages goes off for Perkins. Perkins double dips, throws it up, and that's it. Cape Elizabeth out to celebrate, as they will be heading to the state game next Saturday to take on, like I said, the winner of Marana Cook and Camden Hills. And the Falcons, again, a brilliant season, as you see the players down below shaking hands and giving congratulations. And I just want to say congratulations again to the coaching staff. I think Coach Sickles and Terry Jewett and Nick Jewett have done a tremendous job with this group this year. And special congratulations to the seniors on a great career at Freeport High School. John Harris, B.J. Perkins, Kyle Flash, Reed Christian, Tom Markelon, and Andy Hall.
Well, Cape Elizabeth did an excellent job of keeping Freeport off the foul line. Freeport 6 for 8 at the line today. That's only 1/3 of what they were attempts they were getting in the first 2 games in this tournament.
Yeah, and they had some help though, right?
And on the flip side, Cape went 17 for 26 at the line today. 17 points from the charity stripe, 6 points from the charity stripe. There's your difference. No matter how you slice it, they took it in that game.
They really did, and again, you know, you hate to say it, but certainly officiating was a little bit different. It seemed like there didn't seem consistent on both sides of the floor. As Cape Elizabeth will come out and cut down both nets. This will finish up this afternoon session. The evening games tonight, 7 o'clock. You have Noble and Deering, the girls' Class A game, and then the boys, Thorne Academy and Chevers in that one. Freeport boys will hang around for a while, and they'll get their runner-up trophy, and we'll announce all those players, and we'll talk to them. Again, Freeport, you know, just didn't have the same balanced scoring. You know, Perkins didn't come up with his normal shooting and able to contribute in that way. Flash only a bucket, but it was a different sort of game. A lot of shots that normally fall for Freeport didn't fall. They didn't get fouled. They didn't get to the foul line. I think Kate's plan was to really come out and not foul and to not contest too much. And I think, you know, some of that goes to their favor, that they really stayed away from fouls. Then again, we saw some shooting fouls that we thought should have been called, were not called. And a tough afternoon there in that regard. Klages stepped it up huge in the second half. He really, you know, played well. They enjoyed that matchup, and then Coach Ray switched it, and he brought Burks against him to kind of quiet him in the last few minutes. But the Falcons did have a lot of shots in the last, you know, couple of minutes that, you know, they were making a lot of those. If those things go down, you know, maybe they do have a great finish and something terrific happens. But as it turns out, they couldn't make those shots, and unfortunately, they'll fall to Cape Elizabeth by 7 points.
Yes, throughout the game, Freeport had some good looks. Ball wasn't dropping. They weren't getting to the line. They had some great opportunities in the fourth quarter. They hung around. They kept it a game. Cape threatened to blow them out of this place here early in the second half. They're up by 14 points. Freeport refused to give in, and they hung around. And right to the end, they could have made this a 1-point game if one of those 4 attempts that they had fallen through.
Certainly could have. And again, it's, you know, been a great run. They knew they'd have to play their best game and put everything into this effort and play a near perfect game. And it just didn't happen. Shooting-wise, it wasn't there for them. And again, Bovey was huge, especially in the first 2.5 quarters of the game. He kind of quieted later on, but he was a big contributor. As you see some of the Freeport faithful hanging around, we will hold on for a little bit here and get the final trophy presentations, and you get a look at the Jumbotron now, and Time Warner Cable of Maine covering these games live here today. But the Falcons, did not play that same type of game, and Cape Elizabeth, again, they came out and said, yeah, we're not going to put you at the foul line. We're going to stay away from that. And, the Falcons did have a hard time with Bovey. 24 points unofficially for. Yep. And he had 17 the first time they played, 20 the second time, and he goes up another notch to 24. I would say this kid likes playing against Freeport. And there he is up on the Jumbotron right now, cutting down the final strands, or is he going to save it for somebody? He's thinking about it. He's not sure. Holding on. And now it looks like he'll cut it. Alex Bovey with the first net down.
At 6'2" and a junior, the kid has some real smooth shooting skills. And if he were to, want to take that to the next level, you'd think that he's got all year to prepare for it. I'm sorry, I don't know if he's a soccer player or a baseball player or what else that the kid does, but he's definitely got some athletic moves out there.
And the coach's son on the other side, Tommy Ray, a senior as well. So not as well, but he's a senior, and he's been playing a long time for the Capers, and terrific second half run for them. And the 1 seed holds here in Western B, both boys and girls. Lake Region, the 1 seed, won the whole thing, and they'll head for the state game next week, as will Cape Elizabeth. And Freeport, as we said, the 6 seed, did a wonderful job. And, you just marvel at the way these kids conducted themselves, how hard they played. I loved the way Coach Sickles prepared and got ready for these different matchups. And what he did using Clagus to bring the ball up was a little bit of a switch, and that really helped. The matchup zone defense against Mountain Valley was huge. And, handling Yarmouth's pressure last night and not folding when Yarmouth made those 2 big runs and got within 1 twice in that fourth quarter after Freeport had a 12-point lead at one point. Certainly showed that this was a poised, senior-laden team that was well coached, and the offensive defensive switches was was well done. I like the way that he did that throughout the tournament. He did it through the year, using kids for offensive defense, and lucky for them, a lot of times you try that, and I've tried that myself in a girls game, and you don't get the whistle stoppages enough. It doesn't work so well, but here it seemed to all work out.
Well, yeah, you can use that pause of the foul shots to your advantage. And yeah, the team, they showed they belonged. They knocked off the 3, the 2, and they definitely could have. They could have done it today. It was out there for them. Not to take anything away from Cape Elizabeth, as a very well-rounded, fine team, and so many of those kids can take the ball to the basket and rebound, and they know their place out there. I wish them all the luck in the state championship.
And now we'll use the Jumbotron. Taylor Kiss, I want to thank him for stepping up big today and filming this game for us. His first time ever doing it, and he came over to do it, but he had to leave, and so now we're just sitting up here getting the final presentations, and we want to see these kids, but we use the Jumbotron from Time Warner Cable, and we'll just put the camera in there and pretty much get what's going on down on the floor. It's kind of a cool look. But I certainly want to thank you, Jeff, for coming and doing these games with me. It's like I said, I made a big sacrifice coming down from Saddleback and doing the game Thursday night, wanting to cover these kids. I respect these kids on this basketball team, the boys team, the seniors, certainly gotten to know them well, and all the kids. John Clagus, you couldn't ask for a nicer kid. He came up and thanked me after the second game for doing it. He's just such a great kid, and most kids at Freeport, we talk about it as a staff, how wonderful the kids are overall throughout our school, from top to bottom, and these kids are certainly some of the best who work so hard in both the classroom and their senior Andy Hall, who's certainly a very well-respected kid, and he's been a big part of this team. Didn't get a lot of playing time in the tournament, but a wonderful young man. parents of these kids are great people in the community as well, and they've helped out and done a lot of things. I know Coach Sickles has about 5 or 6 different people who help him do stats, and Patrick Christian does his scorebook and has done it for the last 3 years. He's down there below now, tallying up the final stuff. And Reed Christian, what a great career he's had. Finally stayed healthy throughout the year. Last 2 years banged up, missed parts of the season. Great player, and man, his run is something to be very, very proud of. As you see Coach Sickles having an extra word for him. And now we'll get the captains out, and I'll shift the camera myself here and get them down below. We're going to look at Clagus and Reed Christian and Cape Elizabeth, very classy, standing up and saluting and all clapping for the Falcons. Again, the first time to a final since 1970. It's been a long wait for these Falcon fans, and they'll bring it over to the Freeport fans who hung around. And I'm proud of a lot of those kids down there in those front rows are Freeport girls basketball players who have done a wonderful job supporting the boys team throughout. And there's a bunch of them right there, the Freeport girls basketball players. Of course, it doesn't hurt a couple of them date the boys players. Let's see who they give this award to. The last one went to Nichols of Lake Region. Andrew Dickey of Cape Elizabeth collects the hardware. Kind of unsung hero for Cape Elizabeth, at least in this game for sure. But he did play solid.
5 for 7 from the free throw line, and a total of 9 points on the day. They have him listed as a sophomore.
That's a pretty big honor then, huh? We'll just hang out for a couple more seconds and respect Cape Elizabeth's team and give our final congratulations and mention all the kids who played for Freeport as they're listing off the Cape Elizabeth staff and roster. We mentioned the seniors. We also got junior Tom Curry, a 5'6" junior guard for Freeport. Thomas Dorsey, a 5'11" sophomore. Moses Flash, who called up here at the end of the season. Kyle's younger brother, 5'11" freshman. A lot of promise for that young man. Jake Gore, a 6'2" sophomore. Cody Bartlett, not one of the seniors, a junior, 5'11" junior. Had a terrific game and played very well throughout the season. Jackson Dodge, a 6'1" sophomore. And Wesley Skold, a 6'4" junior. And lose 6 seniors, you know, Freeport, obviously, you would think their level of play is going to drop somewhat next year. But I look at some of these kids and I say, I don't know. Man, there's some talent coming back. And led by John Clagus and Cody Bartlett, this team, Freeport, is getting used to the Class B competition and has really stepped up to it and done a great job. The girls program trying to do the same and answer, and that's always our task. There's so many good teams in Class B, and it's not an easy challenge to play the likes in the girls ranks, Lake Region, Falmouth, Greeley, and boys, you got pretty much the same now with Yarmouth stepping up, Falmouth, Greeley, Cape. Those teams are always up there for the boys, and Freeport putting themselves pretty prominently now, 3 years in a row, quarterfinals or better now, and they make it to a final. I'll be interested to see how it unfolds next year for the boys team and if they can still stay in that top echelon of basketball. As you see Coach James Ray get the game ball, and they'll get their Western B championship trophy and their captains. Next Friday at the Bangor Gym. I was thinking it was on Saturday, but they play Friday. Ian Place, didn't hear much from him tonight. He started out with a bucket early on, and then not much happened for him later on, one of the seniors. And Bovey, 6'2", junior guard, one of the captains out there as well. So again, congratulations to the Freeport boys basketball team, and thanks to all their fans and the parents who supported them throughout. And thanks for Taylor Kissin for stepping up big and doing this game with us today. And thanks to my brother Jeff, who's volunteered his time to come down here and do these last 3 games. I've enjoyed the run. It's always great to get back and do some broadcasting. What I spent a lot of my life doing is broadcasting high school and college basketball, a little bit of professional mixed in, and it's been a while. I haven't got to do that many games. So when you get 3 quality games in a row, it puts you back in that place when you're covering it, and I certainly enjoyed it.
Thank you, Jay. We won't mention the name of the kid who jinxed us this afternoon, but he had 2 games in a row, and he played and they won, and he ditched us today. So.
Yeah, you know, it's an interesting thing because Ryan Petherbridge, we really wanted him here with us, and we joked with him to try to convince him to do it so he wouldn't be the jinx, and he wanted to stay over there as a senior and cheer rather than up here and make sure this game got filmed. He did make sure. He did deliver on his promise. He sent us a freshman over to do the game, but he did had a part in it. So at the end of the broadcast, if you hold on long enough to hear all this stuff, I guess you'll know that we did finally diss him at the end. But anyway, for the whole crew and for everyone who helped out throughout this, I'm Jay Harper saying so long for the Cumberland County Civic Center. Once again, the Western B final, Cape Elizabeth 57, Freeport Falcons 50. Have a great one, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.